Today is not going to be any vlog or any thing I want to share with you what happening in Las Vegas. Instead, I want to take this time to share with you all a little bit about the coronavirus. And I want to share with you my thinking. And this is something you will not see on the news, what I'm sharing with you. Before we get to the topic of coronavirus, I want to share with you all a little bit about United Kingdom, China, and Hong Kong. So, since 1997 and backward, Hong Kong is under the umbrella of United Kingdom. They signed a 100 years agreement. Hong Kong will run under United Kingdom law. But since 1997, the contract is up and it's been 100 years. China took back Hong Kong. So now city of Hong Kong is under China. But before China take back Hong Kong, China promised the Hong Kong people it's gonna be one country, two laws. So since 1997 till today, Hong Kong is still running the law of the United Kingdom. Last year in 2019, China broke the promise and tell the Hong Kong people that we are going to take back Hong Kong and it's going to be the one law, the law of China. Hong Kong people strongly disagree, and it's draw out over a million of protesters. Starting out is just a protest, but things got really ugly and really fast. And it's the protest been dragged for months. We are talking about 10 to 11 months. It got so ugly, the protester turned into riot, and they're breaking into store, won't allow people to go to work, and it was just a mess, and mostly college kids that don't know what the hell they are doing. So Hong Kong is a dump now, and things got so out of control. China can't do anything because we are talking about over 1 million people protesting. China can't just send an army over there. It's going to be a war. So for months and almost turned into a year, China have nothing they can do to try to stop this riot. Once again, this is what crossing my mind, is that I believe China actually found this virus and wanted to take it to Hong Kong and spread it out and kill the people in Hong Kong and to stop the riot. Because today there's no more riot in Hong Kong. This virus actually stopped it. And I believe China somehow in the process of taking this virus to Hong Kong, the virus got out in China, and this is how it spread it out. Because what happened is that China was saying this virus is come from the city of China called Wuhan. And because of the unhealthy way people are selling their product, they put a little piece of paper and put their product out there, like, you know, a fish or pork or whatever they're selling out there. And it's gross and it's disgusting. But you know what? In Asia country, some of these Asian poor country, a lot of people do that. And I'm gonna show you some of the, as you can see in this video, that I'm right now in Malaysia, and you can see a lot of these people putting their product on the ground. You see the concrete is so disgusting over there. And that's how they sell it. That they don't. These people are not rich people. They can't pay money for a store that they just put it in a little basket, and this is how they're selling stuff. And look at this one over here, and it just grows. But you know what? This been happening over thousands of years in Asia country, and it's nothing like today. We talk about, oh, you unsanitize this food, that's how coronavirus got out. It's nothing like that. It's nothing like that. That's why I strongly believe China did this to the people. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. If God ready to take you, you're gonna go. It doesn't matter how you're gonna hide it. Let me tell you a quick true story. So there's a guy in China. He is so afraid of the coronavirus. He is so scared of that. So he cleaned his house, his entire house, with alcohol, sanitized everything, up and down, in and out, everything. He sanitized everything with his whole house with alcohol. And then after a hard work of cleaning his house, he sat down and he felt hungry. He went to the kitchen, turned on the stove, and the whole house exploded. And he died. So he may not die in coronavirus, but he died anyway. So when it's time for you to go, it's time for you to go. Now I'm not saying don't be caution. You know, I mean, go out, but don't touch everything. Always wash your hands. Wash your hands after you use the restroom. I've seen many guys out there do not wash their hands after they use the restroom. I don't know why. I mean, you learn this when you were like, what, 5 years old? The teacher would tell you, like, you know, come back from recess, wash your hand. Before lunch, wash your hands. It's a very, very simple thing. You learn that while you in the elementary school. I don't know why today that you need the media to tell you to wash your hands. Now, when I'm saying that wash your hand, I'm not talking about this two finger that touch your pee-pee. Wash your whole hands. And I've seen people that only wash these two fingers in the bathroom. And I've seen guys that don't wash their hands at all. Please wash your hand. You don't need people tell you. You don't need media to tell you wash your hand. It's a very simple things to do it. Don't touch everything you've seen. Very simple, and your life you will live a little longer that way. So this is gonna be my vlog for today, and my thoughts and the story I'm sharing with you. So you think about it. I'm not saying what I share with you are all truth, but you think about what happening between Hong Kong and China and what I share with you. Another thing is that don't just listen to the media. Media is always making the story 10 times worse. Let me give you an example, okay? If you hear a person die and you want to go, oh, okay, a person died, not a big deal. But if I tell you that it's 10 person die, you're going to be like, oh, what happened? You know, that's how they get you. That's their job. Think about it. Don't believe everything you read on Facebook. Don't believe all the things that media told you. Do a little bit more research, understanding a little bit more about health, and you'll be fine. So don't be an idiot and just believe whatever you saw. Okay, let me give you another example. Now, have you ever played a game that is, let's say, for 20 people? The first person tell the story to the second person, and then third, fourth, fifth, and then so on. By the end of the person that's sharing the story is completely different, and that's what happened. So don't just watch the news and say, oh my God, coronavirus here to kill us, and then you go tell your husband, and your husband tell the co-worker tell another co-worker, and then tell the friend and the family. At the end, the story is the worst. So don't just believe whatever you read or seen or hear on TV. Do a little bit more research. And even if you did the research, don't you just read what you saw on one website. Do a little bit more research, search for different websites and see what they're talking about, and then you compare it and you think about it before you open your mouth. It's very simple. You know, don't just go online and say, oh, well, this guy's been doing news for the last 20 years. I believe whatever he said. No, don't do that. That's how things get out of control. Don't just believe in one website. Don't just believe in one person. Don't believe me, what I told you. Go do some research. What I told you, and do some research, and you compare it. And then you smart people, you go out there and you think about it. You take all this information in and you think about it. Also, Corona beer is not coming from coronavirus.